I wanted to show y'all the beginning stages of a wreath I'm in the process of making for someone. They wanted a Christmas wreath with the 12 days of Christmas on it that I will put on oyster shells. But I like to utilize things that I already have on hand, so I had a wire wreath form, so I wanted to create some type of a base on it to put the shells on, and I had a whole spool of this rope. I think I got it at the Dollar Tree, I'm not positive, but it's just a twisted sisal rope, and I just wound it in the I wound it through the wires, and I even glued it down on this side because I think I'm going to hang it this way, because the oyster shells, some of them are very thick and bumpy, so they will rest better, I think, on the concave side of the wreath. But I put the rope through it so it would have something secure to adhere the shells to. So I'm just weaving it through. So you just use your rope and you just weave it through just like this. I do it over the top, and then, well, let me see. I think that's the loose piece, so I'm going to do it this way and then run it over the top this way and then down back through this way and then so on. Let's see. It might be easier for me to cut it to show you guys how I did it, but I weave it under and then over and then under and then back up and then under here and then back over the top this way and then back under and then over the top here and then back under, and you just do it completely around the whole way like that, and you'll eventually have the look you're looking for. So I started a lot of it last night. It took a while, but I need to create a decent base for the oyster shells. And where I've glued it, it'll probably have a big green velvet ribbon on it anyway. But my oyster shells are soaking in soapy water with distilled vinegar. And you'll see in the rest of this video when I continue. I have completed the wreath all the way around, as you can see, and I hand-picked a ton of big oyster shells that I laid out first before I cleaned them to figure out where exactly I will place them. I cleaned them real well, then I painted them with 2 coats of an acrylic green paint and then 1 coat of a shellac glaze. This is what I used, Rust-Oleum triple thick glaze. I like it because it goes on really well and it does not yellow. And I also used this from Walmart, inexpensive real green acrylic craft paint. 2 coats of that. I will paint the backs gold, trim them in gold, because this is just my backdrop for the wreath. And then we'll continue. But I did place these shells on the wreath prior to painting them to see how many I needed. And that's what I've gotten done so far. I've gotten all the shells glued down with a heavy-duty hot Gorilla Glue. And then I will go back and secure some with resin. But then on top of that, I did the 12 Days of Christmas shells on top of this. So these green ones act as the backdrop. And now I'm about to add frosted cranberries and some greenery. And the final touch will be this bow. So, to be continued. I'm putting the finishing touches on this wreath. I know the berries look pink right now with the sunlight, but they're not. This bow, not feeling it too well. It looks a little too puffy, but I might leave it up to the person to decide what she wants to do with it. We could also hang it at the bottom of it. I might flatten it out some instead of it being so puffy. And right now I'm using a little bit of Rub and Buff Gold, and I'm rubbing it on these leaves right here, just so you could show, you know, it enhances the veins and the texture of the leaf, and it makes it look a little bit more festive. But so we have the green oyster shell background. I've put little pine cones and the frosted cranberries and some of this, whatever that is. And I had these magnolia leaves left over from another project, so I just stuck them in there. And this is going to be the completed wreath after I figure out a better way for the bow to look. It's extremely heavy, so she's going to have to hang it on a good nail or something. But definitely a one-of-a-kind piece, that's for sure. Nobody else will have one like it. 12 Days of Christmas oyster shell wreath. I like it.